Is this really about ghost guns or a lack of punishment? Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.PANfirearmsllc.com. As always, there's a link in the description box below. But let's talk about this. There was a shootout in the Bronx. And it started stemming from a previous altercation at a Taco Bell where the shooter worked and the victim was basically removed from for disorderly conduct, and it escalated down the street in front of a smoke shop. Now I got the video here, so I'm going to play that because we need to see that.
Dramatic video of gun insanity in the Bronx. A shooting outside of a store in the Tremont section killed one man. Two people standing nearby were also hit by bullets. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim is live at the police precinct with how this all started. Stefan?
Well, Sade, cops say they started at a Taco Bell nearby. The suspect works there. The victim was tossed out twice for disorderly conduct. That's when investigators believe the suspect followed his victim and then opened fire. It is a confrontation about to turn deadly. Three people exit a smoke shop, one with a bat in hand. The man he's confronting then opens fire, blasting several rounds at the group and into the shop. The gunman can then be seen entering the shop, then casually walking away.
I was in the phone, I heard almost like it was a lot of shots that flew. It was not one or two, I heard a lot of shots.
Jay Williams is the smoke shop owner. He says he was on the phone with two of his employees when chaos erupted.
Mine still got nothing to do with it.
It happened just before 1 a.m. on East Burnside Avenue in the Tremont section of the Bronx. A 31-year-old man was killed, shot in the head and torso. Two others, innocent bystanders. A 34-year-old man shot in his arm, and a 34-year-old woman shot in her torso. He's in stable condition. She's in critical condition. Yolanda Richards is her friend.
She doesn't bother nobody. She doesn't do anything. So for innocent things to happen to people like that, it makes you worried about what's going on with the world.
Police arrested 25-year-old Edison Cruz, charged with murder. Cops say this is the alleged murder weapon, a ghost gun, recovered 2 blocks away. In 2020, Cruz was arrested for throwing a plate of food at his mother's face and threatening to kill her. Cops say he had a loaded firearm, a ballistic vest, and parts to build ghost guns. That same year, he was arrested after police spotted him walking down the street in the Bronx wearing a bullet-resistant vest and this grenade launcher strapped to his back.
This is surprising. He's really a humble cat. Like, he don't look for problems, no nothing.
Now, most recently, Cruz was arrested last year for weapons possession for possessing a ghost gun.
Now, once again, just for context here, got an article, which I'm not going to read the whole thing because a lot of it has nothing to do with what I want to talk about here today, but it is relevant. So from MSN, 3 people were shot, one fatally, when a pacing gunman suddenly opened fire in a smoke shop in the Bronx early Tuesday. Police say the gunman fired multiple rounds into the store on East Brunswick Avenue in the Tremont section just before 1 a.m. He then went inside and shot a 31-year-old man in the head and torso, according to authorities, and the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 other people, both 34, both believed to be innocent bystanders, were also struck by gunfire. A man was shot in the arm and a woman in the torso. Now I'm going to skip this a little bit here, but I'm going to go to the gentleman in question, the suspect here, Edison Cruz, 25, was later taken into custody. He is charged with murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say it all started at Taco Bell a few blocks away where Cruz works, where the victim and several others were smoking pot and being disorderly. They were reportedly thrown out, came back, and were thrown out again, and Cruz allegedly then followed them to the smoke shop. So Cruz could have just let that go. So Cruz technically escalated this thing by following down to the smoke shop. For what reason, I don't know. I just get the indication that this person has a temperament for confrontation. But what happened next was caught on surveillance video showing 3 people exiting the smoke shop, one with a bat in hand. The man he's confronting, believed to be Cruz, then opened fires, blasting several rounds at the group and into the shop. The gunman can then be seen entering the shop when he fires more shots before casually walking away. Okay, I'm going to go down to here, because this is the important part. This is what I want to talk about. Police said the murder weapon was a ghost gun that was recovered nearby at Tremont and East Jerome Avenues. Cruz was previously arrested for weapons possession, allegedly caught with a ghost gun in May of 2021. So he has been caught before doing something illegal. Bronx prosecutors asked for $15,000 bail, but he was released on his own recognizance. Remember, bail-free releases. New York was going through that little phase of letting people with criminal activity out in the streets without bail. But you also had 2 arrests in 2020. In August for allegedly throwing a plate of food in his mother's face and threatening to kill her, and in June for allegedly walking down Andrews Avenue and 179th Street in the Bronx wearing a bulletproof vest and a grenade launcher strapped to his back. A search of his Bronx apartment uncovered a shotgun, firearm receivers, drill bits, manufacturing tools, a firearm manufacturing template, a shotgun barrel, a stock, a hatchet, and Glock parts, police said. Okay. So then they talk about New York stats on crime. Fine. The problem is obvious. It's not the fact that he had a ghost gun. Not necessarily. It's the fact that he has committed numerous crimes repeatedly. And yet he is still walking on the streets. Now, as to the idea of the ghost gun, now we had states passing these laws saying, oh, you know, ghost gun laws as they call them. I hate the term ghost gun because it's just propagandized much like assault weapon. But here's the problem. Now I'm going to this article here where the New York State Assembly passed legislation to crack down on the ghost gun phenomenon. And they passed this in June 22nd of 2021. Now, they go through a large spiel here. I'm going to leave this in the article in the description box, as I always do, just so you can read it. But here's New York with strict ghost gun laws, and yet here's this person who has been caught several times with parts to make ghost guns and ghost guns still on the street with a ghost gun. So then what is the real problem here? Is the problem a so-called, I hate the term, I'm going to keep saying I hate that term ghost gun, but is it a so-called ghost gun, or is it the fact that we're just not making people responsible for what they do? If this was just a law-abiding person, he probably wouldn't have made it in the first place because the law would not allow him to do so. But even if he owned it as a law-abiding person, would we be here with him going into a smoke shop and shooting 3 people? No. So then what is the real cause here? You know, once again, every time they pass these legislations, the unintended consequences always come back around. They have a ban on ghost guns, yet here's this specifically, this one story, and I'm sure there are plenty more to talk about, but this one just happens to be prevalent and being spoken about, where this person was just manufacturing their own guns in their house, despite the fact it's against the law. I said it once, I said it twice, and I'll keep on saying it. Laws are only as good as the people who are willing to follow it. This is a clear example of that. So we're going to see a lot more of this, and unfortunately what's going to happen as we see more and more of this is we're going to have more laws that are of no consequence, that change and do nothing for the face of crime, yet will hold people who are good people accountable for the actions of others. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any calls for violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. You get notified every time a video goes live. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.